This is No BS with the Coopers. Oh, shoot.
We're back.
We are back. I'm Mr. Cooper.
I'm Mrs. Cooper.
And this is No BS with the Coopers. Yes. How are you, gorgeous?
I am great. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm real good. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to do this, every time. Before we get started, as always, we want to send a special shout out to all of our supporters.
Yes. Thank you, everyone
that has been tuning in and giving us your feedback, is greatly appreciated. We just see it as a validation that we chose to do the right thing.
Yes.
And man, we hope y'all continue to enjoy, continue to get something out of what we bring to the table and to the masses.
Yes. Thank you once again.
Yeah. So today what we wanted to discuss is, like everything we've talked about, something near and dear to us. Mm-hmm. It has something to directly do with us and who we are as individuals. And one thing I believe is us being together and actually talking through these things and learning each other along the way has fortified us, made us strong and solid. And what I'm talking about is something that everyone can relate to, and it is healing your inner child. Man, healing your inner child. What do we mean when we say this? Well, from my interpretation, part of healing your inner child is coming to grips with all of your hurts.
Past hurts from your childhood.
Yeah. Coming to grips with certain things that may have happened that was out of your control, that may have shaped who you are today and how you carry yourself and how you are with whoever you interact with.
That's true, honey.
Why was this so important for us to touch on at this stage in No BS?
I think it's important to touch on because a lot of people don't recognize the inner child within us that's been hurt, that's been abused, that's been wounded, neglected. A lot of people don't know that they experienced that, or they don't know how to acknowledge that. So,
to just give a little more context to what she's also saying is sometimes we're willfully ignorant to what makes us who we are, and part of that, which we just talked about, is acknowledging your inner child, no matter how old you are. I would like to think that everyone watching us right now, you grown, right? Y'all grown. We all grown. Right?
Yeah.
So let's acknowledge the fact that we still deal with shit on a daily basis. And until you face it head on, and like my wife said, acknowledge your inner child, acknowledge the fact that there may have been something that took place in your childhood, no matter what it is, that shapes how you interact with society today. As a whole. It could be your family, it could be on your job, it could be in your businesses, it could be at your church, it could be just going to the grocery store and not wanting to be around people, being an introvert. or being shut off. Men, a lot of those things could stem from a lot of things. One could be a lack of father or leadership in the home. Mm-hmm. And the other could be pressure put on you by your mother to be the man of that house and to be that. And in both cases, those parents were wrong. But that could be something that shaped who you are and who you have become, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Whether you've taken what has been given to you and you've just taken that and you live your life based on how that's been presented to you, or you take what's been given to you and you decide to do the total opposite of what they said or told you about yourself or who you were going to be, and you proved everyone wrong. Part of that is acknowledging and healing your inner child.
Facts, baby. All facts.
So what are some of the steps, babe? We just covered acknowledging your inner child.
So we're going to share some steps that I recognize that I took on this journey, because I'm still on this journey of self-healing.
Me and you both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first step is to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge the inner child that's within you. That might take something that happened to you when you was a child, and you just tuck it under and don't think about it at all.
Right.
Because it caused you so much pain that you just refuse to go back to that place. But just from my experience, I believe it's helpful to acknowledge that pain and grow from it.
Acknowledging the pain sometimes is the hardest thing.
It is.
Especially when you feel that you've gotten over some pain, right? To have to acknowledge where it comes from is scary. It's a scary thing, but it's important in your development. It's important if you plan to change. It's important if you plan to evolve and grow. So yes, acknowledging is important. Step 2. What is step 2 of this process?
Step 2 is listening. Listening to your inner child. I'm just going to share a quick story. What happened with me was I was touched at a young age. And a lot of women from that I know or been around don't want to talk about that kind of thing because it is traumatic. It can leave a stain, a bad taste in your mouth when you go back to that place. And in my situation, it was a person that was dating my mom that touched me.
Wow.
And so at that time, you're young, you don't know what's right, what's wrong, but you, in a sense, you know it's kind of wrong because he's a grown man,
right?
You know, and I just had to come to grips that it wasn't my fault,
right?
You know, I was a child, I didn't know any better,
right? And
so I accepted all that hurt I felt at the time, and was just like, look, Val, that wasn't your fault,
right?
You was a baby. Don't put that blame on yourself. I'm talking to
your inner child.
My inner self, my inner child. I think I probably was 8 or 9 when that happened.
Wow, baby.
So I'm sitting there talking to her like she's sitting right in front of me. People might think that's weird, but it's not. Because that made me be even more protective of my daughters.
Facts.
To not have them around any and everybody, because you can't trust people.
Big facts.
So that's what I did. I listened to her and I cried with her and just was like, it's gonna be okay, because it's not gonna happen again. It's not gonna happen to the next generation of you,
right?
Which are our daughters.
And me saying wow and things of that nature, one, don't think that this has not been shared with me. Mm-hmm. Me saying wow in this moment is me looking at my wife and seeing her strength for sharing it.
Right.
You know, because, you know, that is a deep, mm-hmm. hurtful thing, especially to go through as a child, mm-hmm. and to realize that and to grow into the woman that you have become, the mother that you've become, the wife that you've become.
Right.
You didn't allow that to destroy you and take you out or even affect us in our future.
Right. It affected me in my early 20s.
Right.
In my early 20s, like before we came back into each other's lives, it affected me because I was with XYZ.
Right.
Whenever I wanted to, you know, and once I shut everybody off, I had to sit down with myself like, look, what's going on with you? You're doing too much, basically. And I felt if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have been on that track.
Right.
I wouldn't have had 2 kids prior.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So whatever happened to us at our young age, it affects us in our adult life.
Man, since we're in a sharing mood, I will also share something that took place when I believe I was 11. Mm-hmm. I want to say 11. And there were 2 children that came to stay with my mom and us and our family. Mm-hmm. And they were 2 sisters. One was, of course, my age or maybe younger than me. And the other one was 17, 18 years old. Mm-hmm. Well, the 17, 18-year-old would do certain things when my mother wasn't around, to the point of grabbing me in my areas, mm-hmm. Taking my little thing out at the time and performing. Yeah, well, you know, it was at the time, it was 11, 12, you know, and performing oral sex on me at that age.
And you don't even know what that is.
I didn't know a damn thing about sex or that. I wasn't at that time. In movies, you had to really be watching like rated R movies or some special movies to see that. So it wasn't like I was seeing that on the regular. I didn't know what any of that stuff was, but yes, true enough, I did experience it. It wasn't until later on in my life, in my older age, that I realized, had I not been touched or tampered with in that way, would I have been as promiscuous as I was at a young age to try to be sexually active, you know? And, you know, everything affects people in different ways. And the fucked up thing about society is society will praise one thing and down another. And in this moment right here, I would like to say all of you are fucking wrong.
Exactly.
To touch a child in that way, any age, boy or girl, man or woman, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
You dead wrong.
You dead fucking wrong. And I'm glad that those things didn't take us out. It didn't destroy us.
Right.
It didn't turn us into evil, hateful people. It didn't turn us against love.
Right.
Yeah. And
so
but I'm glad that we can share that part of healing our inner child to, like you said, protect our children, our girls. Yeah, so listening, acknowledging and listening to
Your inner
extremely
child. Because
important steps.
You see how deep that was? That we shared that because we had to listen to what was going on the inside of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
To even acknowledge it for ourselves and then come to our partner and share that, because that's it's not intimate, it's just very private.
Well, it's private for us.
Mm-hmm.
Intimate, it is intimate in a sense because it's shared between us and we are connected. We are one. Mm-hmm. But you all just got a complete insight of that. I've never shared that with anyone outside of my wife.
Same.
I've never shared that experience, even with my mother.
Extra, extra, read all about it. We got big news, Book Jammers. Book Jam's full access yearly subscription is here. Let's go. For only $19.99 a year, Book Jammers can have full access to all Book Jam's ebooks. It's simple. Subscribe for $19.99. Get the special password, enter password on the subscription page, and enjoy all ebooks all year long. Subscribe today and enjoy the ride with your favorite Book Jam ebooks like Katie Eats a Lot, Mellow on the Jello, Milestones, and a whole lot more. Log on to mybookjams.com.
So, that's the one thing I'll say with this. And this is off topic, but it has so much to do with who we are and why we chose to do this show. Mm-hmm. When we first started, we got so much flack from people that didn't understand why we were doing this. And even from people that didn't know us. They're like, well, who are these two? Why are they talking? What? They don't have anything to say. And I'd like to say, we've proved you all wrong. If you look at everything from show one and hear every topic and hear everything that we have to say, it is all, you all relate to it. Mm-hmm. You know, and one thing I don't do is I don't shed light on BS. This is no BS. But I will say, you know, never judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. You know, never, don't. You're in no place or no position to judge anyone for what they do, what they are trying to accomplish, what they want to accomplish, what they see themselves accomplishing. Exactly. If anything, if you don't have anything great to say or good to say, shut the fuck up. If you don't, and if you do, and you are an encouraging person and all of that, we appreciate you and we thank you for that. Let's touch on these few steps. Take a step back and shift your perspective. Mm-hmm. In healing your child, you have to step out of yourself. You have to step back.
Yes.
And look at the different perspectives. And look at the different perspectives of the situation. Mm-hmm. Right? Or the situations that cause the hurt to your inner child and your inner self.
Right. Because I when I sat back, I put myself in my shoes and this person's shoes. Okay. I'm an innocent child that don't know any better. On his end, he probably was a drunk. He was already abusing my mom, you know, so he had a lot going on, but that still doesn't give him the right to do what he did. But it just separate the two. Right.
So you to be able to have some kind of perspective. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
My perspective in all of it, I can step back from it and say, okay, well, this situation happened. These situations happen. I can look at your situation and say, damn, that happened. I can step back outside of being your husband and wishing that I could fucking protect you then after hearing something like that.
We didn't even know each other then.
I know, but I'm saying if you really love and care for someone, you're going to have that reaction. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're going to have that reaction. And yeah, but me taking back and looking in perspective, I don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt. I can't. I refuse to, especially knowing better as I'm older and knowing what right from wrong is and things of that nature. And stepping back and shifting your perspective is important because it allows you room to let that shit go. It allows you that room. Now, this next step is going to be hard for a lot of people to hear, but it's very important for your growth. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Being able to forgive in that moment.
Yeah, that takes a lot.
In that moment, you'll never be able to forgive.
No.
When you find out later on in that moment, hell, it'll still be even harder.
Yeah, it will. Because even when he apologized to me, he thought I was my mom and all this excuses. I did not forgive at that moment, at that time in my life, at that age. I was like, nah. I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't forgive you because you was dead wrong. It was wrong with what you did. You know, and as I got older and it would come back to my memory, it's like, okay, Val, you gotta let this go because it's holding you down in some things. So I just told myself, once I acknowledged my inner child and listened to her and put everything in perspective, I'm like, I have to let this go because I'm quite sure his life wasn't great.
Right.
Because of what he did to me.
Come on.
Because I'm special.
That's right.
You know, so I know that, and that gave me even more peace. Like, I'm quite sure his life is not what he expected it to be.
I will say this. When you get that kind of perspective, it's like a weight. It's like a complete weight that's lifted off of you.
Yes.
You know, so you be able to function and do what's necessary and do what you need to do in order to be the best version of yourself. I know that's hard. I know that's hard.
It was because I'm like, all men can't be like this.
Right.
You know? And so that's why I took chances on love to the ones that didn't deserve it. But those also taught me lessons too.
Right.
So where I am here now.
Damn, that's the same. Damn. That's true. That's the same thing. And I really didn't think about it in that way. But the chances that we still took still led us here.
Yep.
Damn. The last one, I put these two together. Is to protect your sanity and accept the things that you can change. The things that you have no control over, you have to let that shit fall by the wayside.
Let it go, because it's already done. It's already done.
Yeah.
Done already happened. Can't go back time. We're not time travelers.
So an acceptance and then knowing what to do and how to carry yourself and how to be a protector and protect yours, which is our lineage, which is our seed, which is our children. Those are our jobs.
Right.
Us as parents, men, women, husband and wife, you know, parents, we have the hardest job in the world. I salute all parents that actually loves being a parent.
Yes.
That actually loves their children and supports their children and wants the best for their children and not want to live vicariously through their children.
That part.
And not want to compete
with their children. That's even more crazy.
For those of you that want to do all of those things that I said, you all should go sit in a fucking corner and think about your actions. You should apologize to your children. Yeah, that's right. I fucking said it. You should apologize to your children. We're not beneath that.
That's just you acknowledging your faults
and wanting and leading the charge in making it right. But I digress. We digress. It's extremely important to do these steps.
Yes.
Babe, is there any last thing that you want to read or say that we can leave the audience with on this journey of healing their inner child?
The last thing I would say is just acknowledge your inner child. Listen to that little person that's in you and shift everything you thought of what happened into a different light to where you can forgive yourself and that person and move forward. And in the process of you moving forward, protect you.
Protect your peace.
Protect your peace. Protect your insanity, your mental.
Your sanity, your mental, your just everything.
That is so important with this day and age. So protect it with no problems. If people don't like it, oh well. Because at the end of the day, you have to heal yourself. Because nobody else gonna do it for you.
Wise words from a wise woman. She fine too. Oh man, you already know what it is. You know to follow us at No BS the Coopers Podcast.
Yes.
On IG.
The Coopers Podcast.
Subscribe right here to the podcast. Here on comment, YouTube.
All
of that. Oh yeah, we see it all. We hear it all. Also, want to take this time to let you all know that if you're not dream tripping,
yes,
you are missing out. Okay, what are we saying? Dream Trips. That's right. Dream Trips International has launched, and we are a part of the Signature Series Travel Club.
Yes.
If you want the best prices, and I do mean the best prices on your flights, hotels, hell, anything you want to do, concerts, sporting events, rent a car, everything. Oh, and on top of that, take the most exclusive private VIP trips all over the world and make money doing so. I know that's a mouthful, but it's all done through Dream Trips. You will see something down below or in the description where you can click and join in right now. Mr. Cooper, Mrs. Cooper, we said so. Dream Trips. All right. And that was it. Thank you all for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
As always, I love you.
I love you too.
And we love y'all. This is No BS with the Coopers. This is No BS with the Coopers.
Social media marketing is vital to every creator, but it takes time to properly promote to gain a big fan base. And you want to focus on your art, whether it's recording, podcasting, or even photography. How could you successfully put in the time to promote when you're using that time to create? Well, we have the answers to your dilemma. Let Team Ninth Wonder work your promo campaign for you. Our team of social media marketers are ready to take on all your tedious, dirty work. For the duration of your campaign, our team will send individual DMs and email blasts, post content each day in our stories on social media, share your content through all platforms. 100% guaranteed you will see an organic increase in your following, likes, views, and streams. Let us guarantee your success through our radio, magazine, and TV promotional campaigns. We also create a step-by-step strategy for you to follow to further your success of the campaign. It's a win-win situation. This also puts you in position to receive real bonuses, live stream badges, YouTube monetizations, brand ambassador opportunities, and even concert bookings. Get the bag. Contact us today